too, dude.
I love the super kick party because it's ridiculous.
Just like what? Are you an Ace Crusher party fan as well?
Oh, what now?
Ace Crusher?
Ace, who? What?
Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
No, I did.
Ace Crusher is the RKO.
Oh,
Diamond
okay.
Cutter. Yeah, that's what.
That's what the move is actually called.
Yeah, because Johnny Ace used to use that. John Laurinaitis.
Johnny, I used to use that move back in the day.
In Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, he did wrestle for a long time in Japan, didn't
Yes, he did. He was actually a big star over there.
Yeah. Oh no, a lot of people were big stars. I guess that's one of the many things I really love that New Japan's becoming popular now is you're starting to see how big of a star-making factory Japan really is.
Yes. See, Japan didn't really get its stride until now because obviously when the last couple of years, what channel was that here in the States?
Axis?
Axis, yes, that's right.
Oh yeah, well, and okay, so that's such an interesting chain of events, how that all happened, and I love telling the story. So wrestling fans know this story, but for those who don't know, so New Japan Pro Wrestling's been around since the late 70s.
Yes.
And arguably, in my opinion, in terms of pure wrestling, is probably the best wrestling out there right now in terms of pure wrestling. In-ring quality, it's pretty hard to say New Japan's not the best, at least not one of the best. It's in the top 2 at the very least.
Well,
I think it's number 1, personally.
Okay, then what would be number 2?
Maybe it kind of depends on your wrestling style. I'd have to say for in-ring work quality, maybe WWE, not accounting for style. Because I don't love the WWE style. But, I mean, for running shows multiple times a week, there are hardly any botches. And most of the psychology makes sense to a point. I don't think it's on New Japan's level. But then again, New Japan has some matches where it's like, what the fuck are they doing?
Okay, but you got to think though is when you look at New Japan, you're looking at AEW.
No, not at all.
But okay, and okay, this will probably go back to when I called in, a couple weeks ago, is okay. New Japan doesn't really have storylines per se.
Not in the WWE sense,
okay,
no.
No, they don't. And that also goes to the fact of, with this whole win-loss record and everything.
Which I love.
Okay. But you gotta have some story to make sense of the characters.
Oh, New Japan totally has story. It's just longer, much longer.
So you're saying that the way they do it is they base it off of the 80s style. Because
New Japan's storytelling is really, it's hard to compare because New Japan does it in a way that nobody else is doing it.
Okay, well that's why I said 80s wrestling because let's use Hogan and Savage.
Okay.
Okay, WrestleMania 4. Mm-hmm. Savage wins the belt.
Right.
With the help of Hogan.
Yep.
And that set off the chain of the Mega Powers.
Right.
A year later, Mega Powers explode.
Yep.
And Hogan and Savage fight for the title.
Right.
Okay. That's what I'm getting at by New Japan is because it takes them a long time to get to, okay, we'll start here, go to here, and then we finally finish here.
Right.
Okay. That's what I'm saying is AEW is doing as well.
Yes,
They're actually doing that because
for the most part, there's a handful of things that are like, but I think that's just they're dropping what's not working.
Well, you're right. And I know they got AEW Dark and everything, but he's stars on that as well.
Yep, which is awesome.
It is. But you got to... AEW has a lot of talent there that they need to get established more.
Right, and I think that's the whole point of Dark.
It is. But if they want to establish themselves over more and more as champions... I'm not saying, not just as champions and everything, because... a lot of people say that this is just a prop and everything. But to me, if it's like, okay, so is that saying that in the NFL that you could win a Super Bowl trophy That's not a prop. You know, the NBA championship is not a prop. If you do,
Well, it's a prop in a sense that it's something to shoot towards.
that's
But
right. And that's what I'm saying is when you're a wrestler, you strive to be a champion,
right.
and if you want to be a champion in a wrestling organization, you can't just let a title just go long, long.
Right, because then you end up in situations like arguably WWE was in for a long time, where the best wrestlers were going after the Intercontinental title.
Right.